This video is on how to clean the Colt Agent. We're not going to do any gunsmithing here. We're only going to go as far as you need to go for basic maintenance and cleaning. The Colt Agent's very easy to maintain. Follow this video step by step. You'll keep it looking good for generations to come. These are some of the items you'll need to clean the Colt Agent. I'll leave links to everything in the video description below. Always start out with a clear and empty firearm, meaning no ammunition. When you're 100% sure that it's clear, start by removing the screw that's below the cylinder and above the trigger guard. I recommend using a bronze tip screwdriver just in case you slip off that screw. There's at least less of a chance in scratching it. So here's the screw that comes out. There's a spring and a detent pin that's still inside the frame. You can see it right there. Sometimes it comes out with a screw, sometimes it doesn't. In this case it didn't, so I'm just going to tip it over in my hand carefully, and here's what it looks like up close. The spring is still inside the detent pin, or detent, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to put this in this little compartment that's on my mat so it doesn't roll off the table and move on. I recommend using a mat similar to this because if that little spring were to roll off the table onto the carpet, I probably wouldn't see it again. Now pull the cylinder release latch to the rear as you normally would to open the cylinder. Rotate the cylinder out. I'll show you something. I'm not the original owner of this Colt Agent, and I don't think this cylinder's ever been removed from the frame. It's very hard to come off. This should come off very easy. I'm having to work it, kind of move it left and right, and kind of wiggle it off. I'm going very slow. I'm trying to be really careful because you can actually scratch the frame with the cylinder if you're not careful, if it comes off at the wrong angle. Alright, it came off. That wasn't too bad, but I can tell just by looking at it, that crane, or some people call it the yoke, that's completely dry, so that's just lack of maintenance. I can tell there's never been any lubrication. It's probably been inside the frame since it left the factory. And I wouldn't say this is a collector grade piece. I can tell this one's been carried and shot plenty. And there's nothing wrong with it. I think it should be carried and shot, but there's no excuse for a lack of maintenance. That's just not being prepared. That's okay. When we're done in a few minutes, this piece is going to be 100% good to go, whether it's carried, taken to the range, or put in storage. I'm going to start by spraying it down with aerosol CLP, and it doesn't matter if you use aerosol or liquid CLP. I actually use a combination of both. Just remember not to mix product types. For example, if you start with a petroleum-based CLP, then stick with petroleum-based products throughout the cleaning process. Right now I'm just wiping the majority of the fingerprints and whatever residues on the finish. Now I'm going to screw on the 38 caliber bronze bore brush to the cleaning cable, add a little CLP to it. I stay in the habit of pulling it through in one direction only, from breech end to muzzle end, or chamber end to muzzle end, however you want to remember that. Pull the bore brush through each cylinder 1 or 2 times. Now attach the bore mop, or you can also use cleaning patches if you like. Add CLP to the bore mop or cleaning patch. And same thing, one direction, breech end towards the muzzle end. Now add CLP to the nylon brush and start scrubbing all surfaces. Use the smaller end of the nylon brush to get into the smaller or harder to reach spaces. Cleaning in between the extractor star teeth is one of the examples of a harder to reach space or area. I'm going to give special attention to any areas that show signs of metal on metal wear, like the crane that rotates inside the frame when you're opening and closing your cylinder. Try to remember to get both ends of the ejector rod. You'll have to push it through the cylinder to get behind the extractor star. Now I'm going to add CLP to a cotton swab and go through it in fine detail. I use angled cotton swabs specifically designed for firearms cleaning. The angled tip makes it much easier to get into these smaller areas. Wipe off the excess CLP. Now add gun oil to the angled cotton swab. And add a medium coat of lube to any moving parts, anything that shows signs of metal on metal wear, and a light coat of lube to everything else. I'm just going to smooth out the protective layer of gun oil I left all over the cylinder, and I'm done with that. Spray a little aerosol CLP down into the bore, let it soak in for a minute. I'm also going to spray the rest of the frame and start wiping off all the fingerprints and residue. Now attach the .38 caliber bronze bore brush to the cable and only pull it through one direction, from breech end to muzzle end. When cleaning your firearm, especially a nice one like this, it's important to make sure all your cleaning equipment matches up smoothly and seamlessly. If there's a step or a sharp edge or an uneven transition between your bore brush and the cable or the cleaning rod, that raised edge can drag up against the inside of the bore chamber and potentially scratch the firearm. On valuable guns, especially older ones and collector pieces like Colts and such, small scratches or wear marks can permanently hurt both the appearance and the value of it. So I ran the bore brush through a couple of times, and now I'm going to run the bore mop through a couple of times, and you can also do this with cleaning patches. There's no specific number of times you need to do this. It really depends on how much you've been shooting. I'm using a bore mop here, but if you're using clean patches, just keep running clean patches through until they start to come out clean. Now add CLP to the nylon brush and start scrubbing all surfaces. Now add CLP to an angled cotton swab and go through it in fine detail. I'm giving special attention to that area where the crane meets up with the frame. Like I showed you at the beginning of the video, there was a lot of friction getting the cylinder off of the frame, and I'm just making sure that that doesn't happen again. So I'm not only getting the area that you can see, but I'm getting down into that channel that the crane goes into. I'm not leaking a bunch of CLP down in there, I just have the cotton swab lightly saturated. Continue running clean cotton swabs through it until they start to come out clean. Now for the bore snake, make sure it's .38 caliber. It should say 38 on the brass weight. Drop the weight down into the bore. Before you feed it all the way through, be careful with this area here. Those are the bore bristles. You don't want to scratch the frame up. So guide it in carefully, and once the bore bristles clear the breech area, you can continue pulling the bore snake through. You only need to do that once or twice and you should be good. The bore snake by far is going to be the most effective step you take in the entire cleaning process, so I wouldn't skip that. It will definitely clean the bore really, really well. When you look down into the bore, it'll look like it's never been fired. It'll look like black shiny glass. Now wipe off the excess CLP. Now add a few drops of gun oil to the frame and cylinder. And also a drop to any high friction areas that show signs of metal on metal wear. Now I'm going to use a microfiber rag to rub it all in. I'm going to use the cotton swab to rub the gun oil into the smaller areas. I'm just making sure that ejector rod feels nice and smooth. You'll need to put the hammer back into the forward position so the cylinder will go on correctly. If you don't have the hammer forward, once you put the cylinder back on, you'll try to close it and it may not close, so that's why I do that. This crane should fit back into the frame with no resistance. It should go on very smoothly. And it does, that felt perfect. So now close the cylinder as you normally would and turn it back over to the right side. Now replace the screw that you took out earlier. The detent pin, the spring, and the screw should look like that before you install it. Sometimes it comes all apart, so to be clear, the detent pin goes in first, then the spring, and lastly the screw. But it should look like all one piece when you put it back in. If you have any excess gun oil or CLP on it, just wipe it off, but be sure to leave a light protective coating all over it. Alright, the Colt Agent is finished up and ready to go. Everything's been cleaned, lubricated, and wiped down properly. The action feels smooth, the cylinder locks up correctly, and there's no excess oil or solvent running down the firearm. That's important because you never want to put a revolver away soaking with chemicals or dripping with lubricant. At this point, it looks good as new and it's ready to go back into storage, the safe, or back into a holster. If you do store it in a safe, I recommend taking it out at least every few months just to make sure there's no signs of rust or corrosion, and it's important that you use some type of dehumidifier inside your safe. I'll put links to that as well as all the other equipment I used to clean this gun in the video description below. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and visit skullcrush.com.